What's happening, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Off the Rails. My name is Mark. With me always is Dave. As you know, Off the Rails is a recovery podcast dedicated to ending the stigma of addiction through open discussion on all things recovery related. Dave, how the hell are you, man?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well, thanks. How you doing?
I'm also doing well.
Good.
Thank you for asking.
Good to hear.
It's been this is our biggest gap between episodes ever. And
Yeah,
I just want to tell you guys, myself and Dave have been busy beavers, as they say.
yeah, yeah. It's first time we missed a week, I think.
It is. So we
Yeah,
apologize for that. And hopefully today's episode makes up for it.
yeah. Hope so. Hope so. Setting
So
up
Dave,
uh setting up a big benchmark here, but
Dave, what have you been up to, man?
for me, just been busy with work, really. I just said that, and I feel like I sound like somebody that we
Oh
know.
yeah, I've reflected on that a bit. Now that
Yeah,
both of us are working, it's a bit harder to coordinate the schedule. So
it is.
maybe I owe Jared an apology.
Yeah. Well,
Nah,
you were
nah.
never. I wouldn't say an apology. I'm a little more maybe compassionate towards um, how difficult it is to sometimes make the schedule work, right? So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so it's like getting to be our busy time for me at work. The American kids are all kind of out of school, been out of school for like a little bit now, I think. So we're getting a lot of traffic from the States, people coming through. And then the nice weather on the weekends, it's always busy out there. And then with kids getting out of school, so like it's gonna go from like busy on the weekends to busy every day for the most part. So it's good though. It's I enjoy it when it's busy. And for me, besides that, I've been back into the working out routine pretty much every day because if people remember last,
Mhm.
may not remember, but I had a couple weeks there where I kind of wasn't as consistent as I've been over the last probably 7-8 months. So that feels nice again. And yeah, other than that, just trying to get my rest, getting some trying to get my sleep in when I'm been busy working and missing seeing your face. Last week we chatted a little bit, but you know, not the same sometimes.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, yeah,
Good to catch up.
absolutely. How about you? How about you? I know you've had a couple kind of cool things
I
going
have,
on.
buddy. So let's dive into it. So as you know, my dad was here visiting, and that was awesome. Great trip with him. We both got to go to BC for the first time. She went over
Yeah,
to out Fernie. Um, myself, dad, Rebecca, Mila. That was a nice day trip. Very thankful for that. A couple days after that, I did my first in-person speaker presentation. And I went to the Foothills Detox Center in Fort Macleod and shared my story as part of my position as the hospitals and institutions coordinator with Narcotics Anonymous. So that was really cool, man. I think I could have done a better job, but overall, I think it went well. Got some cool feedback and got to meet a lot of great people.
yeah. Have you now? You said you think it could have gone kind of a little better or whatever. What did you say? Do you think it
Yeah,
went well?
I think it went well. Like I think I
No.
did a good job, but I think there's areas that I could have like expanded on, talked a bit about more, rather than like I kind of have my jot notes there to talk about. Sometimes like I get in my own head sometimes when I'm sharing, and I'm like, you don't need to say that, no one cares type thing. But I
Yeah.
think it's kind of important to share little details sometimes.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I talk too much, I'm just like, let's get this over with.
Yeah. I know what you
Cut
mean.
to the point, Mark. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. What I was curious about is like, have you taken away anything. Like, I don't even know if you remember like your episode that we did early on, like as far as what all you got into, what details and stuff like that, or how much you rewatched it. But like, let's say that versus, a couple of podcasts you've been on, because you've done a couple, versus this talk. Like each time, I guess what I'm trying to say, have you picked up like little things where you like, yeah, like you said, like it could have gotten better. So next time you kind of made some notes for expand on here, kind of maybe less time on this or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And Dave, that's a really good point, because I think as I view my story, the further in recovery I go, like it feels different, right? Like I notice different things about like my behavior and like why I was certain ways type thing, right?
Yeah.
Rather than just, like sharing the story, I'm like, this is basically why I did that type thing, or I behave this way because of this, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know if that makes much sense.
No, I agree. I think I know what you mean too. And like, does it just kind of hit you sometimes where you're just reflecting on, I don't know, I can't think of an example off the top of my head, but like you're thinking of whatever and it just kind of hits you, or like, yeah, that's probably why I was like that, or what I was doing that is because of my using. And you like kind of forgive, not miss, maybe forgive yourself a little bit more. Like you're a little bit more like understanding of like that behavior
Mhm.
of why you're doing it because of that. Where it might not even be something that you thought about necessarily, even at like um at rehab or anything. It was just, you know what I mean? It's just something that comes up. You're like, oh yeah,
Makes sense. Yeah.
I don't know.
No, that makes sense to me, man. Like one thing for me, I guess, I don't know, when I was using, I didn't think I was using it to mask my emotions, right?
Yeah,
Or I didn't think I was using it to like self-medicate type thing.
yeah, yeah.
Maybe I did. I don't know.
I think you
It's
maybe,
not as clear to me as it is now, right? Like reflecting
yeah,
back.
yeah.
Um,
I didn't realize like, it didn't really necessarily, I don't think, dawn on me at Newgate altogether, but like the how I like probably kind of manifested certain situations for reasons to use, like reasons to drink, where it's like, I was always like, with hockey, it was always when I was coaching, it's like we win, I would drink, and for lose or drink and stuff like that. Like that was obviously normal, but like I'm talking like manifesting like situations to happen. You don't even realize you're manifesting it because you want that excuse, right? And I think I look back at all these different scenarios or different things that happen, just like little things, and you're just like, yeah, I wonder if that was just because I was just wanting an excuse to drink, and that's why that kind of came about.
yeah, great point.
Not even an
Um,
excuse, not even an excuse to drink, an excuse to justify, I guess, you can say you're justifying the drinking because of this. So I don't know.
that's a good point.
Huh. I don't know if it is or not, but thank you.
It is. Yeah, man.
Yeah. What else happened in your week or
Mm-mm.
weeks? Anything else?
Worked, got to the gym lots, meetings. Um, and on Friday, I played golf.
Oh yeah.
I was very hesitant to play golf because I don't know. I don't think I ever really played a full round of golf sober before, and whether it was like drinking or doing drugs or whatever, um, it was just something that I enjoyed using during.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm a lot better at golf sober.
Who would have thought, eh?
Yeah. I guess like my coordination's better and focus, not like distracted on like, oh, can't wait to have a beer or whatever. And it was a lot of fun, man. So I think I'm gonna play a bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've yet to be out, but I'm hoping to get out
Mhm.
sometime soon.
Yeah. Were you nervous the first time we played? I think I
Yeah,
asked.
last year,
Yeah.
well, I last year I only played like twice. And one time was in Niagara Falls with buddies. I went down there, so I was nervous about the whole kind of weekend. Um, and then the other time was that golf weekend with my three buddies, um, which I was a little nervous about, but not as much because before I went, they all kind of said like they weren't going to drink and stuff, and I wasn't sure if they're going to, but they were all they're all awesome the whole time and kind of just were sober, so it was cool. But I actually heard a clip today on Bert Kreischer. There, he was talking about golfing,
Yeah.
and it made me realize that I'm gonna golf the way he approaches it now, where he's like, he only plays for those moments, like those shots, those like amazing shots. So he doesn't play it safe ever. He always goes for it, even if he puts it in the bush or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, like why would I don't play enough. Like I'm not a pro. Like who cares if I shank one in the bush? Like I have a shitty score. I'm going for it. So like from now on, whenever I golf, I'm going for every shot. I don't care.
Might as well.
Yeah.
I like that attitude.
Yeah.
And other big news, myself and Rebecca have been doing some house hunting.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
It's been stressful, exciting, a lot of different feelings going on when you're doing the house thing.
Yeah. And it's a lot of emotions for me too, because although I'm happy for you guys, it makes my reality of you not coming to this, you guys coming to the Sioux, that much more.
And I'm telling you, Lethbridge is not that bad.
Yeah. You are selling it more these days. Look at that haircut you got going too right now. That looks nice.
To the back of that thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty. I'm going through something.
I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a phone call coming in here.
No, it looks good.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. Other than that, man, life's going well, Dave. And
yeah. I think you should grow your hair out like that, and then keep it a certain length and go out as AC Slater for Halloween this year.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could be AC. Rebecca could be Kelly Kapowski.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Sweet. Call people Bubba. Pretty. What does he call Zach Morris? Pretty.
Pretty boy?
Yeah, pretty boy.
Or preppy.
Preppy. That's it. Yeah. What a show. That was a banger, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got any topics we could chat about a little bit, or what are you thinking over there?
Sure. We'll dive into a quick one here. Today, at work, we talked a lot about self-acceptance and what that looks like. And for me, it's kind of like changing the way I thought about myself and accepting who I am, whether it be my flaws or my strengths. And I think for me, the main thing is just being like honest with myself and living my life honestly. And who am I, like deep down to the core type thing. Another part of it could be like, I know that I can't just go have a beer, and that'll never be an option for me, right? And I've accepted that.
Yeah.
Other things I've struggled to accept, like in the past, would be like going the rest of my life without using. I really struggled with that. Like that is very hard to wrap your head around, right? But that's also a huge goal, right?
Yeah.
So another thing for acceptance could just be like, I can accept that I'm not going to today. And that's kind of how I just live my life every day. I'm just not going to use today. Right.
Yeah.
Slowly, all those small goals lead to your bigger goal. And that's something I've accepted about myself.
No, it's good. I like that.
Yeah. I think I kind of like struggled who I was as a person, like in my using days, right? I thought I
Well,
would want.
I think that's pretty, I think it's pretty common because like, I mean, we talked about how you kind of like lose yourself, well, you lose your values, you lose a lot of things. So like you kind of lose how you who you are, like, because you're just, kind of not that person for a long time, right? So to try to get yourself back there, and I think part of it's like accepting that too, right? Like that you kind of went down that path, and like it's part of the journey you're on. Um, it's good, Yeah,
Yeah,
I think it's
accepting the things you've done and moving forward from it, right?
yeah, yeah. I think that's like ever evolving, like accepting. I'm trying to think as you're talking like accepting yourself. I've accepted a lot of things, I think, and like, but that I still at times struggle with, maybe not acceptance, but maybe it's more like um, some like flaws I may have, like kind of like insecurities maybe or whatever, kind of creep up. So I think at times, like although I'm very accepting, I think more to myself than I was in the past. Still like a work in progress, and like you said, I think it's important. One of this guy, one of this I had this guy used to coach. He's a coach in the same organization as me as a doctor, and he's very big mental. He does like mental coaching or whatever, right? And one of his things came up on my feed, and they were just talking. He was talking with his professional soccer player, and just very much talking about like the process driven versus like outcome driven, like and athletes. The way I used to be so much focused on like winning results, goals and assists instead of like the process of actually getting better. And by default, when you put in the work and just focus on the small goals, like you said, the big goals you'll attain those by just the process of doing. So I think like although it's a mental sports coach, like it's just whenever I see those things that come up from him, his name's Dr. Cassidy Preston. It just makes me like kind of apply them to like life too, right? So
No,
um
I like that.
yeah, just kind of made me think what you said, like small goals, kind of working on those small things kind of lead to the more,
Yeah. I I
bigger
do
things.
struggle with like the self-acceptance thing because like there's obviously going to be things about yourself that you don't want to accept, right? Like, or I think maybe self-awareness is a better phrase for it, right?
Yeah,
Because, I could be like, I'm aware of my insecurities and like I want to work on those type thing. But I think overall that is a lot of acceptance, right?
yeah,
Maybe.
yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, like you would have to accept the fact. Like I saw a picture posted of you today on your bike, and you were pulling Mila, and I think you look quite, you know, uh, jacked, but I wouldn't say like like massive. You look like trim, but I know you don't want to be necessarily looking like, not that you look skinny, but because I don't, you know what I mean. So you have to
I
accept the
want
fact
to
that you
look
just,
skinny.
what's that?
I want to look skinny.
No, but remember we had to talk
Yeah, yeah.
like kind of like you're I don't know what I'm trying to say.
No, sometimes I see pictures of myself and I'm like, is that what I really look like? And
Like
I have,
because you think you look small. Well, we talked before about it because like when you're lifting heavy, you want to like you're trying to be like have big size, right? And so if you look in the mirror and think that you look smaller, you kind of like get like a hard time accepting that,
Mhm. Yeah,
right? I don't want to put words in your mouth, but
I got some body dysmorphia going, I think.
that's yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think you do. Maybe I think we all do a little bit. I'm the same way, man. I said that actually. My sister said that some guy from her work was out at my work. I've never met him before, and said, I think I saw your brother there working. He's a tall, skinny guy. I'm like, skinny guy.
Hey,
I'm like,
how do you feel about
but
that?
like, well, because I'm like, I don't want to be known as, not that I don't want to be known as skinny, but like, I think it goes back to like, for a long time, I had a really hard time putting on weight when I was like early high school and stuff. I was always super skinny. So it was like that, insecurity of being too skinny. And then I went from that to like overweight. And now I'm like, now that I've shed weight, I just like, I don't want to be like fucking skinny though. I want to be yoked.
Yeah, I want to be shredded, to be honest.
I want to be like, oh yeah, that tall shredded guy. Not
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that guy that's absolutely chiseled. Oh, yes. I don't know. It's not. It's not a reality.
yeah, I know.
But
Have you have you thought of any of our past guests at all today or lately?
I did. I did. I think about our guests regularly, Dave.
Yeah, I wonder how some of them are. I wonder how some of them are doing.
Just recently, I was thinking about Rex.
Yeah.
Wondering how his biking's going.
Now, when is he supposed to start that? I wonder if he's on that bike tour. Should reach out.
I'll check in with him.
Yeah. Oh, we had a guy stop. We had a guy stop in. He was pretty cool. Actually, shout. I think his name was Brandon. I should probably find his link and put it up. He was doing a bike across Canada for mental health.
That's right.
Yeah, raising money, going from the West Coast all the way to the East Coast. And yeah, he stopped in. It was a rainy day, so we spent a little bit of time there. So I chatted with him a bit. Pretty cool what he's doing.
Yep.
Said he'd actually come on the pod for maybe an interview. So
that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Really great.
So,
if you're listening and you would like some more guest interviews, you just let us know.
Yeah, we'll make it work.
Yep. Dave, that's all I got in the tank today, buddy. I'm gonna be honest with you. I am tired.
No, that's good for me. Sounds good.
Guys, if you're listening and you're struggling, please reach out, ask for help. We will do whatever we can to help. And we love you, Have a great day. Thanks for listening.